You think you owe them an explanation for your distance, for your ambition, for your evolution. You think loyalty means staying where they met you. You think sacrifice is the price for acceptance. And every time you explain yourself, defend your choices, justify your growth, you feel something in you die. Here is the truth you have avoided. You do not owe anyone the version of you that they are comfortable with. You do not owe anyone evidence that you are changing. You do not owe anyone the privilege of witnessing your rebirth. This is the crack where most men break. They start working on themselves, and suddenly the world demands receipts. A friend makes a joke about acting different. A coworker calls you dramatic for wanting more. Family looks at you like discipline is a betrayal. Every time you rise, someone tries to pull you back to where they left you. Not because they hate you, but because your growth exposes their paralysis. If you have ever felt this, you are not alone. This is a universal battlefield. Men being punished for evolving. Men being shamed for leaving the role assigned to them. Men being told to stay small so others can stay comfortable. Stay here with me, because I am going to show you a truth most people never learn. A truth they will never teach you in school. A truth society hides, because it is easier to control a man who believes he owes everyone a piece of himself. Machiavelli knew this. He wrote that a prince must learn to be not only the architect of his destiny, but also the butcher of his former self. To rule, he must be willing to sacrifice the parts of him that are loyal to his own destruction, because a man afraid to lose himself will always be owned by those who never found themselves. This is the moment you choose. If you stay for the rest of this video, you will learn how to disappear strategically, how to rebuild in silence, how to return unrecognizable, and how to walk into a room like someone who has already won. Not by pretending, not by begging, not by being liked, but by becoming undeniable. This is not motivation. This is metamorphosis. This is violence in the direction of your future. This is the part where you either rise or rot. From this moment forward, understand this. You are not improving. You are mutating. You are not healing. You are evolving. You are not trying. You are becoming. To become unrecognizable, you must commit a triple execution. Not of people, of identities. Kill the three versions. Kill the first version, the version that lives for their approval. He wakes up checking who is watching. He speaks like he is being graded. He walks like the floor belongs to someone else. Kill him. He is the anchor of your potential. He apologizes with his posture. He negotiates with his fear. He accepts crumbs and calls it gratitude. He dies the moment you realize you do not need permission to exist. Murder him with silence. Bury him with progress. Let his ghost scream, do not answer. Kill the second version, the version that worships his past. He keeps souvenirs of failure in his mind like holy sites. He kneels before nostalgia, prays to regret, and calls it identity. He's addicted to patterns that feel like home but taste like poison. Kill him. He is sentimental suicide. He confuses punishment with purpose. He mistakes comfort for clarity. He dies the moment you stop reciting the tragedies that made you feel special. Murder him with new standards. Bury him under discipline. Let him beg for resurrection. Do not revive him. Kill the third version, the version that obeys without thinking. He smiles when he is disrespected. He lowers his voice around inferiors. He becomes smaller when threatened. He fears the disappointment of the mediocre. Kill him. He is the executioner of your ambition. He sells your birthright for belonging. He believes survival is enough. He dies the moment you realize compliance is not kindness. It is decay. Murder him with boundaries. Bury him with self-respect. Let him haunt your memory. Do not let him guide your steps. When these three versions die, the world will feel it. They will sense the funeral. They will feel the loss. They will accuse you of murder. Do not defend yourself, because they are right. You did kill someone. You killed the man they built. So the man you are building can breathe. If you can survive these executions, you are ready. Ready for silence. Ready for disappearance. Ready to become unrecognizable. This is where the real process begins. And it is not gentle. It is not poetic. It is not painless. There is a moment in every transformation when the world tries to negotiate with your past. They will knock softly at first. Old friends checking in. Old habits dressed as nostalgia. Old identities disguised as concern. This is not kindness. This is gravity. And gravity does not want you to fly. You owe them nothing. Not a tour of your healing. Not a guided explanation of your metamorphosis. Not the privilege of watching you rebuild. Focus is a jealous god. It demands sacrifice. It demands discomfort. It demands that you stop trying to be understood and start trying to be effective. This is the part where most men collapse. Because becoming unrecognizable means killing the version of yourself that they loved. And killing him feels like murder. You mourn him. You miss him. You question if you are abandoning yourself. But that version of you was the cage, not the prisoner. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Your unconscious was programmed by the expectations of people who never paid the price of your suffering. Breaking that programming feels like treason, but it is salvation. Let's talk about the psychology of disappearance. Your silence is not absence. It is a mirror, and every person who looks into it will see what they fear most. The insecure will see abandonment. The jealous will see arrogance. The stagnant will see betrayal. The mediocre will see confrontation. What they will not see is the truth. Your transformation is not about them. It never was. Now the real danger is not outside. The real danger is internal, because even as you evolve, the ghost of who you used to be will stalk you. He knows the passwords to your pain. He knows the back doors to your discipline. He knows how to pull you back into patterns that feel like home, but taste like poison. This is where you implement identity warfare. You do not motivate yourself. You construct a new self who does not need motivation. You do not negotiate with your weaknesses. You design a life where your weaknesses suffocate. Machiavelli understood this. He wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. And it is better to be respected than tolerated. Respect is not given to the familiar. Respect is given to the unfamiliar, to the man they can no longer predict, to the man who becomes a question with no easy answer. You will feel divided, like you are living between two worlds, the world you left and the world you are building. This is normal. This is the in-between. This is the battlefield. In the in-between, every day is a test. Your environment will test you. Your body will test you. Your insecurities will test you. The old addictions will test you. And the worst enemy will be the quiet moments, when the silence becomes loud enough to hear the voice that says, "Maybe you were never meant for more." Here is what you tell that voice. "I did not come this far to be recognizable. I came this far to become undeniable." This is where we sharpen the blade. Let's break down the mechanics of becoming unrecognizable. Mechanic 1. Audit your orbit. Every person in your life is either fuel or friction. There is no neutral. If they are friction, remove them. If they are fuel, protect them. If you are unsure, test them. A person who fears your growth will sabotage it quietly. Listen for the subtle phrases. You've changed. You think you're better? Relax, don't be so serious. These are not observations. These are traps. Mechanic 2. Replace escapism with embodiment. Most men escape their pain through distraction. Porn, weed, alcohol, endless entertainment. You do not escape. You endure. And endurance is alchemy. It turns suffering into structure. Mechanic 3. Your body is not decoration, it is communication. If your posture says sorry, your life will echo it. If your eyes ask for permission, your opportunities will deny you. If your handshake apologizes for its strength, you will never be taken seriously. Train your body like it is the avatar of your soul. Train your presence like it is the resume of your power. Mechanic 4. Build skill like a weapon. Not skills that impress people. Skills that liberate you. The ability to speak clearly. The ability to walk away. The ability to negotiate without shaking. The ability to sit alone without folding. These are skills of the self-made. Mechanic 5. You must ritualize your identity. What you repeat becomes real. Wake up before the world remembers you. Read until your mind intimidates your old beliefs. Work until your ambition terrifies your excuses. Ritual is rebirth. Every morning is reincarnation. If this feels brutal, good. Rebirth should hurt. You are not rearranging the furniture. You are burning the house. Let me show you how this looks in real life. There was a man whose friends knew him as the funny one. The party guy. The one who always had time to be available. He stopped replying. He stopped laughing at jokes that were wounds dressed as humor. He stopped offering himself as a free therapist to people who would never take his advice. He dropped 50 pounds. He learned a skill. He doubled his income. He began speaking less, but saying more. When they saw him again, their faces changed. Confusion, jealousy, fear, recognition, because something in him was gone, and something else had taken its place. He did not become better. He became beyond. That is the goal. Not improvement, transmutation, not validation, dominion, not being liked, being remembered. You owe them nothing, but you owe yourself a version of you that terrifies the man you used to be. This is the midpoint of your transformation. This is the threshold. Step through it, and do not look back. This is where most men hesitate. They reach the edge of who they used to be, and they freeze. Because the next step is not improvement. It is execution, the execution of their former self. You owe them nothing. Not a slow transition, not a gentle goodbye. Not the comfort of being who you were yesterday. There is a price for becoming unrecognizable. You will lose people you thought were permanent. You will lose habits you thought were personality. You will lose beliefs you thought were truth. This is grief, but it is not grief for them. It is grief for the man you could have been, if you had never woken up. So we build the future with precision. Here is your identity exercise. Not affirmations, not manifestations. Architecture. Stand up. Feel the weight of your body, your feet grounded like roots. Straighten your spine until your past falls off your shoulders. Lift your head like someone who no longer asks for permission to exist. Now repeat this in your mind. I am not improving. I am becoming. I am not returning. I am arriving. I am not seeking acceptance. I am demanding alignment. This is what Jung meant when he spoke of individuation, the creation of a self that is not inherited, but engineered. Now let's talk about the world you are walking back into. When you return, you will not fit the room. Good. Make them renovate it. Make the space adjust to you. Make your presence feel like gravity, a force that bends the air and tilts the conversation. You are not the version of you that left. You are the consequence. So here is the strategy for your return. Rule 1. You do not explain where you were. Silence is your curriculum. Rule 2. You do not prove anything. Results are the only language they speak. Rule 3. You do not chase. Kings do not chase. Kings attract. Kings command. Kings create the conditions where loyalty is earned, not requested. Rule 4. Never let the world forget that you can disappear again. Controlled disappearance is not a phase. It is a policy. This is the law now. The law of controlled disappearance, when presence becomes a privilege, not a default. Machiavelli warned us of this centuries ago. Men desire novelty so strongly that they will cling to it even at their own risk. You are the novelty now, not for their entertainment, for their evaluation. Because when you return different, you force them to choose, evolve with me, or lose access to me. There is no middle ground. Ambiguity is the enemy of power. Let's break the loop. At the beginning, we said people are addicted to patterns. They need you to stay predictable so they can stay comfortable. They need you to be recognizable so they can stay unchallenged. So become the pattern they choke on. Become the version of yourself that forces recalibration. Become the presence that turns assumptions into ashes. If they loved the old you, let that version of you keep them company. You have no business returning to funerals disguised as friendships. You have no obligation to resurrect chapters that ended for a reason. You have no debt to the graves of your former identity, because the man you are becoming owes nothing to the ghost you buried. This journey will be brutal. It will be lonely. It will be misunderstood. But it will be yours. And when they finally see you, not the you they remember, but the you that emerged from the fire, from the silence, from the disappearance, they will have one question. Who are you? And you will answer not with words, but with the life you built. Because the goal was never to be understood. The goal was to be undeniable. You owe them nothing, except the shock of seeing you again. Unrecognizable. If this found you where you are, then this channel is for you. Not to follow me, but to follow the man you are building. Subscribe if you are ready to disappear, and return as someone they can no longer define.